I'm Matt Hubbard, and I've been coming to CCC now since day one. It's been just over 3 years, and this is my story. When it comes to tithing, it's probably, besides prayer, that I've really picked up the culture of in CCC. Tithing has been the other life-changing thing that has really just impacted me the most in this church. And I can tell you that I grew up in a family that always tithed, but I really didn't know what that meant. And coming to this church and being a part of the culture, when I first came in and Pastor Jurgen would speak about tithing, I'd be like, there's an entire message around tithing, and I didn't understand it. I came from a church that once a year was the tithe message, and so I think once a year I made sure I tithed, and the rest of the time I did whatever I could. But it was more coming here and understanding how it's not for the church, it's really for my own personal breakthrough and my relationship with God. I can tell you that just in faith, giving and constantly just putting that faithful tithe in every week has impacted me so dramatically. I mean, I came to this church, I was single, my business was doing okay, but since then I've been blessed in business. My whole team knows that. I also met an incredible young lady when I started coming to church here. She got involved with CCC. Her and I ended up getting married, and it's impacted and changed both our lives, and I know that's just being faithful, not only in prayer, but with our tithes and with our offerings. I was just remembering one really particular story where I had a really big decision I had to make, and it came with buying some equipment. And that Sunday there was a speaker that had just come in, and it really impacted us. And I remember my wife whispered in my ear that, we really need to step out in faith for a faith offering and pour into this message because it really impacted us. And in the back of my mind I was thinking, well, I have to do this big purchase on Monday. Yeah, that's just not going to add up. And in faith we went ahead and wrote that offering to this pastor and really sowed into their ministry. And I'll tell you, on Monday, I didn't see anything happen. I was sweating out whether I needed to still purchase this piece of equipment for my office. 3 days later, I found out that 30% of it or 50% of it was a write-off. We were going to get a kickback, and it was about 2.5 times what that check was written for. And I looked at my wife, and she had this little smile on her face like, I told you so. It's been a blessing. It's changed our lives, and I can tell you that even when you just step out in faith, God's going to work with no matter what you have, and it's just all about where our heart is when it comes to that, with that tithe. So that's my story.